We are live. Clap it up for us. This is very interesting. It's 2 days in a row. This is tough for me and Ruth. This is a lot. This is draining
Woo.
on us, right?
It's tough for Ruth. I don't know about you. I
Hey,
can only speak
welcome
for
to
Ruth.
a. Good. What you saying, Ruth?
No, I said I can only speak for Ruth. Go ahead. You got it.
Gotcha. Uh, welcome back to another episode of Nothing But Answers, where we come to give you the answers to the best of our ability. We tell you what we think, how we think, what we think, when we think, how we think. So, before we go any further, let's introduce the squad. What's going on, Ruth?
Ruth's going on. What's going on? Regular kind of week. Trying to stay cool. Good week.
Right.
Relaxing.
Definitely was.
Myself.
And it's crazy. It was a little cooler this week, and it was still hot, but it was a little cooler than.
Yeah, but the humidity is letting up, so that's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And but let's jump over to our voice of reasoning. You can't see her, but she's here. What's up, El?
What's happening?
What's going on with you tonight?
I can't call it. Here for a good time.
Right. How was your week?
I was alright. Pretty good. Fair to middling.
Went by pretty fast. Before we jump into continuation from last week, this Carly, is that her name, Carly?
Carly.
I really don't want to know her name. But could someone explain to me what happened? Anybody know?
Maybe Leanne knows. I don't know.
So from what I gathered, she called the police while she was on the highway saying that there was a 4-year-old in the middle of the road. And
Real fast, Leanne. Do we know if this was at nighttime or daytime? Does anyone know that?
Nighttime.
This was at nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it was a random 4-year-old on the road, and only she saw them. Okay.
Yeah, only she saw it, and then she mysteriously was supposedly kidnapped. When they got to the car, her phone and everything was there, but only she was missing. She turned up a couple days later with a little scratch on her lip and a little rip in her shirt. But she had $107 stuffed in her sock. And she had told the police she was abducted by a car, then put into a tractor trailer. Then she escaped. Then she was abducted again, put into another car, taken to a house. And when she was being moved again, that's when she escaped again and got away.
Wow.
Very interesting. And it sounds like it none of it was true. Is that what we're kind of feeling like it?
That's what we're leaning toward.
Mm-hmm.
And that's based on not being able to verify any of her accounts thus far, from what I could tell.
Okay.
Also based on looking at research records of things that she researched just days before this. Things like the movie Taken. Am I right, Leanne?
Yes.
And what was that other piece she researched? Something about Amber Alert, like what the gig is for sounding out at Amber Alert, if I'm not mistaken. Okay.
I don't know what
great
is
story
going
for
on.
A movie.
Like what do you get out of doing this? You know, that's I don't know what's the purpose. And it just, to me, is just, why are we doing this? Our people, what in the Hello Kitty is going on?
I can't see any purpose, but that's logic. I don't know.
Hey, Lawrence, she might want to write this movie for herself, because it seems like it could be a great movie. It could definitely be a great movie. Because this, at this point, is insane. It doesn't make sense. Like, and it's like everyone was looking for her. Everyone was kind of pulling for her. They wanted her to be found and things of that nature. And then it's
Mhm.
like, you done wasted my emotions.
Right.
Okay, you done messed around and wasted these emotions I had for you. Like, please find her and find this kid that's out here at night on the highway. I don't know how he got there, but
Yeah.
you know, emotionally you were pulling for her, and then she just shows up home like with a little scratch.
Exactly. To me,
Does she know karate?
it's good.
Does she know karate? Just want to know. She got to wait twice. Well, she got to wait 3 times. I just want to know if she know karate. What happened? How did she get away from these, whatever it was?
She
Yeah.
was studying that guy off of social media, the one that take your gun away from you. She was on that. And she, you know what I mean?
But the thing is, right? Mental something. We need to figure out. Like, was there a breakdown? Was there a mental breakdown where she really can't decipher real from fantasy? What's happening?
Right, Ruth. I'm pulling for the first time in my life, mental health.
But it
I'm
could
pulling
be.
like,
It could
let it
be.
be mental health. Please
could
be
be.
mental health. Or, and I did hear something. I'm not how, and again, I heard it, so don't quote me, but something about a GoFundMe that was started and then stopped. That it
I
could have
heard
been
that too.
a money grab, and the family may have known more than they're letting on.
I
This
don't
is crazy.
know.
I don't know. I just wanted to touch on it real quick because there's a lot going on, and we had Kiki with the buns out, 2 weeks ago, and then it was Carly taking over. It's like
Kiki had a breakdown too. Leave Kiki alone.
yeah, our people have been really dominating the news the last couple of weeks, and not in the best way. Okay, we got to do better.
Yeah, but there's more behind this story. I'm waiting to hear the final, because there's more.
If we ever even get to find
If
out
we
what really
do.
happened.
That's true.
But anyway, so we were talking about sex and some of the things we have to worry about that we don't think about sometimes. So we wanted to end that conversation from last week, and I think we're going to talk about the top 5 diseases. I think we're talking about, Leanne.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It went away.
There it is. It's back. It's back.
And it's back.
It's back.
Hey, we trying to get fancy on y'all. Look at that.
All these visuals. What?
We got slideshows, when the voice of reasoning comes, we show up.
Go ahead, Leanne. Go ahead.
But go ahead. So tell us a little bit about because again, these are things we need to worry about. So let's go. Let's talk about these diseases, Leanne.
So the top 5 is chlamydia, syphilis, herpes, gonorrhea, and HIV. The most commonly spread one would be chlamydia.
Okay.
Did I hit all 5 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you was counting on your fingers. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, kind of said in my head. I thought I heard 6, and I'm like, I see 5, but I heard 6. So I threw one in there.
Chlamydia being the one that's mostly widely spread, and from
it's
what
on a rise right now, right? Chlamydia is actually on a rise, from my understanding.
Absolutely.
So, hey, I know y'all want a hot girl and hot boy summer. Y'all outside. I'm letting you know, chlamydia outside too. Just letting you know, just throwing it out there.
And I believe it was Doc that said that the vaccine for chlamydia is no longer working.
For gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea. Oh, okay.
Yes. So,
but you're right. It's not working.
Yeah, Doc pointed out to us yesterday. We were having a conversation that I guess they had a bunch of different things to treat gonorrhea, but at this point, it's become resistant to most medicines. So again, gonorrhea is kind of becoming like herpes. You're gonna carry that around like luggage. And there's only one, I guess, one strand of drugs that actually is working at this point. But soon, that'll be nullified as well. And do we know the complications that can come from having gonorrhea over an extended period of time?
Yes, gonorrhea for a long time comes with
It comes with silence. That's crazy. Like it makes
Okay,
it,
calm
it
down.
makes you it makes you
it
use your
usually
voice.
affects the male urethra, rectum, or throat. In females, gonorrhea can also infect the cervix. Therefore, it can spread during vaginal, anal, and oral sex.
Mm.
Wow. So you can get in your throat, mouth, seem like nose, ears,
All the
butt.
holes.
Yeah, everything can. And what does it do to you? Like I know I think it was like sterilization or something at one point.
There's something about fertility. It messes with.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know gonorrhea or chlamydia for females have gone unchecked. It does mess with your reproductive
Mm-hmm.
system, and for male and females, it will mess with your urinary tract.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you really have to protect yourself out there. Like before, I thought locking the door kept me safe when I was having sex, but I now know that if you're out in these streets, you definitely want to protect yourself, especially if you don't know the person well. And even if you know them well, you might want to still protect yourself. You don't trust them because
Yeah.
it's dangerous. If you do contract one of these diseases, it could be life altering. So I do also, people need to get tested, right? If you're having
Mm-hmm.
multiple partners or even one partner, you should also still get tested because sometimes you don't know what the other person is doing, right?
Yep. And then we're just
Yeah.
spreading. We're just spreading the wealth. Yeah.
Exactly. That's because they be getting it in that work.
That's it.
They
That's,
work while
that's,
my
and that's true, Leanne. Yep.
husband.
Sharing it at work. Mm-mm-mm.
Throwback to yesterday, the work wife
In the stairwell.
in the stairwell. And it's so crazy because I think today sex is happening so quickly because we're meeting people and people are more, I guess, they don't care about the stereotypes anymore. So
Mm.
everybody's like, it's cool, we want to do it, we're going to do it, right? But that comes at a cost, and we're seeing a cost. Disease is on the rise, AIDS is on the rise, chlamydia is really off the chain right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like we said, gonorrhea being resistant is because you keep getting shots. After a while, that gonorrhea mutates and becomes something different.
Mm-hmm.
These drugs are not stopping it. So again, I think when we meet people, we should be having these conversations that also include, hey, when was the last time you were tested? And
And can I see those
maybe-
results?
can I see it? Right? Can I see those results? Not that I don't believe you're
Right,
lying.
right.
I don't. Not that I think you're lying, but
Just want to
I don't know
double
where
check.
you were. I don't know where you were at last night.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So, and it's tough because I'll continue to say, if you cannot have these conversations, if you feel uncomfortable by asking somebody if they've been to the doctor, you do not need to be taking it or being taken to a sexual level.
100%.
You don't need to.
Right. But we said people do because I'm sorry to interrupt, right? People do
No, go ahead,
because
Ruth.
they're really not talking prior to some of these sexcapades.
Right.
They're just
right.
getting it in.
Right. And getting it in could definitely, change your life. So
Yeah.
with all the free love that's going on now, we definitely need to, right. I mean, people are just doing it and we are getting it in, but let's get it in responsibly.
Right.
Right.
I agree.
Like, yeah. Like, look. Hey, listen. Exactly.
What's that bump right there? What's that bump
right there? Oh, you got an L. My fault. What is that bump right there? You listen. You have to ask these questions, right? Don't be afraid. Like if I'm at dinner and I'm eating, I look up, I see a bump on your lip, and be like, hey, listen, hey, what's up with your lip?
You can be a little more eloquent with it than that, right?
Hey, you got to do it the way you got to feel comfortable doing it, right? So I'm like, what's up? Because remember, even with something that's herpes, which is a cold sore, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that cold sore you have oral sex, guess what? Welcome to herpes below the waist.
Herpes land.
She done kissed you into Usher. I mean herpes. Sorry, slipped out. Um,
Oh my goodness, poor Usher.
so you really want to be able and be confident enough that you can ask people these questions. If you cannot talk about sex, you cannot talk about if you can't talk about diseases and the history, there's a problem. And I mean, I don't need to know everybody you were with, but I mean, hey, when's the last time you were active? Hey, when was the last time you got checked? These things I think are okay to talk about. They should be okay to talk about because you need to take your own life in your own hand. If you're expecting someone else to, take care of you, then that's silly. That's silly. You're gonna have some issues. Go ahead, Leah.
And that's
what else you got? I'm sorry.
It's why it's important to inspect the area. Before
Before you
put your lips on it.
magnifying glass.
Hey, hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Turn around. Let me
see. What's his bump? Yeah.
Spread them. Oops, did I say it?
Hey, get against the wall. Put your hands on the wall. Don't move. Gotta get a full pat down. But again, and I know we're joking, but it's kind of getting to that point.
Yeah, it's serious.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really getting to that point because disease is on such a rise that it's off the scales. And now if things are becoming resistant, I think she also said chlamydia is actually almost the same, where these drugs are becoming resistant. And that's a real problem you can have. And you don't want to, especially if you're out there, dipping and diving and you have a family at home, you don't want to bring anything home to your wife or your husband, or your boyfriend or girlfriend. That's really, I think we need to really think about that, because especially if you're playing, because if we aren't serious and I'm playing, that person be playing with someone else, you could definitely now play that, bring that game to the home,
or to your children, God forbid.
Right. And that's why I think Leanne says you wouldn't have nobody kissing on your children.
Right.
Right. Don't be kissing on my babies.
Right.
What's up with that bump on your lip? Or even, even with gonorrhea, chlamydia, those type of things, you can if you can catch it in your throat. Like, so if a girl has it and you have, again, oral sex or vice versa, you can pass it between each other orally as well. Right. So you can't be like, well, I'm gonna get some head and be all right. You won't be. Because now it's on you. So, so trichomonas and things of that nature are something to worry about, but these diseases are really heavy. So definitely, condoms are definitely the preferred.
Syphilis is also on the rise, increased by 135%.
So that's insane.
Wow.
I want to be more funny today, but this is kind of serious.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the burn is real. You be peeing fire, and that's not good ever. I don't know.
And for women, you got to be careful. If you contract this during pregnancy, you also run the risk of giving it to your child.
Wow, very interesting.
Yep.
And then, it's too, and I think we talked about this maybe 2 weeks ago, but sometimes people who are asymptomatic I don't got no symptoms, so I'm good. They may feel good. You may feel like you're all right because you don't have anything present, right? There's no drip. There's nothing that really alerts you. There's no itch. There's no burn or whatever else comes with it.
Right.
But you got to understand, this is why you need to get tested. Because, high blood pressure ain't the only silent killer. It could be.
Yeah.
Right.
And though we didn't say it, all of the hepatitis A, B, and C's usually don't come with a lot of the
symptoms,
warning symptoms.
Wow. Wow. I didn't think about those. So I mean,
and people should, I'm sorry to interrupt, people should get rid of the myth of, well, he looks a certain way, he looks clean, she looks, that whole look of it thing, that's got to there's no look.
I don't know if people say that. It's more like, her butt big, her butt too big to be.
No, but people do. They, they judge based on, sort of appearances sometimes. It's not enough.
Right. We do. And again, if the better she looks, the less likely you will feel like she has something. You don't see that, Leanne? We're gonna let that sit there. But yeah, and I know for HPV, right? HPV, and I think guys become a carrier to that, correct?
I think so.
And they can pass back looking clean, right? She looked like she.
Yeah, that's the looking clean thing. I can't. Yeah.
the better she looked, the least likely it is that she's gonna have something in your mind. That's what you want to say.
In your
I don't
mind.
know. I don't know what women say, but it's like
Same difference in our minds.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Right. We definitely, because we think it's a look to people who have something.
Mhm.
We think they're gonna
Mhm.
look all sick and
He said all sick.
like, damn, look at that girl over here twisting. She definitely got something.
Mm.
Right. So men and women both can carry. So men are carriers. Does HPV affect the man? Do we know, or is it, or are they just carriers? Like, does it do something to men? I'm not sure.
Most people, no matter what their gender is, can be a carrier.
Right, they can be carriers, but
what are you asking?
Right, but can men? Does it affect the man, or is he just a carrier?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Although you may not have symptoms, it can cause warts on your penis or vulva and around your anus. Is that clear enough?
Yeah.
Cleared it up.
Yeah.
Cleared it up.
Got it.
That's the category of genital warts.
Men,
genital
cancer in women. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha. It's very interesting. So, and thank you for the help from the comments. That was Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, cuz? But we need to know these things because it's not something we talk about, right? Because like even the HPV, I wasn't even sure of all of that comes with it, and that could be something that I could be living with because of my interactions from one night, or 2 nights, whatever case may be.
That's
so
true.
We need to be having these conversations more, making them more common, so it's not so people feel so don't want to talk about it, right? Because it is serious. We did that with
women. Okay.
Don't.
I say let's get it together over there. Goodness gracious. But so and okay, Leah, what else you got?
HPV, just a little side note, actually is up 90% with those between the ages of 15 and 20.
Wow. 15 and 20. The younger getter inners.
Exactly. What type of conversation are we having with our children?
Well, that's what I'm about to say. We really have to start talking to our children, the youth, other children, just to educate them on what could happen.
And unfortunately, Daryl, there's no. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, okay, Ruth, go
ahead. As a follow-up to the HPV thing, there's currently no swab or blood test to test for it. When you go for your checkup, they can see it. If you have a genital wart, they can tell, or you have an abnormal PEP.
Wow, so it has to be like some type of physical symptom for them to even diagnose it.
Yes.
Wow.
So you could really have it for a minute.
Right. So now this is really interesting because, like I said, we really have to talk to our children because you would hate for them to get something that early, right?
Yes.
15, 16, and now you have to battle life with it, or have maybe with cervical cancer, or maybe not allow you to have children, right? So that you playing around young could really affect you later in life, and as a parent, we should help try to, and not even parent, as adults who or mentor children, we should try to talk to them about these things.
You're right. And Daryl, I even took it a step further. I had both my boys immunized against it before they went away to college.
But think about it. That could have been too late.
It could have, but I'm just saying, because they were leaving the home is when I was like, okay,
that's definitely great. But now we're seeing, 15,
no, I agree. That was back.
You know what I mean? Like it's funny because we want to protect our child's innocence, but there is no innocence anymore, right?
No, I agree with you.
Social media and all these type of things, like I said, we're doing the best we can, but there is no innocence.
Yep.
Okay, nice.
See? Yep.
But that's good. So Ruth, just put us on something.
Yeah, the pediatrician put me on to it, actually. Yep.
Right. So again, this because you're asking the right questions, you're talking the right thing, and he's like, listen, this is something that you can do to help out, to help protect your child, right? Because again, sometimes everyone makes mistakes, right? Sometimes she looks too good to put this thing on. I get it, right? But
it doesn't have a look, Daryl. Doesn't have a look.
Well, and that's the problem, and we don't talk about it, and we need to. because I told you once that blood leaves your head, you just don't really think well. You don't think good at that point. But if you're already taught certain things, then it'll already be almost on autoplay, and your kids will kind of, they'll get it. And it's very, wow, I didn't even know that. 15,
HPV is
young.
another big one. Yes.
That's young. And did they say anything about where's AIDS at? AIDS up or down? Did they say at all?
AIDS is a life-threatening disease, but it does not give stats as to whether or not it's up or down. It's kind of just holding its own right now.
Gotcha. Okay. And I know they've made a lot of strides in it and have medicines that make you. It's down. Okay, cool. It's down.
Oh, okay.
Is it down because they have the more medicines that help you to be undetectable? Do you think is that the reason it's down, or 12%? Okay. Well, at least that's better because everything else is up. Which is again, in this conversation should really make people think like, wow. Yes.
Preventative medicine.
Okay. Right. This is actually even me right now. It makes you rethink about what's going to what are you going to do? Like when you meet that person, you want to be more precautious. You do want to have that conversation with them, and again, have it early before there's any skin in the game. Where it's not like, hey, listen, and if they don't want to be more forthcoming about their history, maybe that might not be a person for you, right? You might want to just not go forth with that, not because they haven't, but if they can't tell you or talk to you about it, like I said, I don't think you should be doing it if you can't have a conversation about it.
And I think we also need to start using contraceptives. And and I'm talking to you specifically because just because she got a big butt and make you forget all the things.
Talking to you.
You're talking to you, guy. Not
talking to you. That big butt not gonna stop.
Nope.
These diseases. So it's best to, even if you think everything is okay, you need to protect yourself.
No, and that's 100% right. We do have to make better decisions about what we're doing because, like I said, this conversation should be a real eye opener. It should really, it's scary. Like, sex is fun; it's a great thing, but it comes with a lot of. It's like Spider-Man. You have all these powers, but you got great responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility with it, and I think we need to teach that more. That if you're not responsible enough, you shouldn't be doing. Right, and it because you don't want to have one mistake really change the direction of your life, and whomever else you come in contact with going forth. Right. So it's very interesting, and goodness gracious. Anything else, El?
No, we pretty much covered it.
Okay.
Dang, that's interesting. But so listen, let's change gears a little bit because it's kind of down, right? Kind of upsetting, but no, really, we definitely want everyone to. Let's talk about it. Right.
Oh wow!
Right. Let's talk. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for chiming in because she tried to throw. I got you.
Take that.
Hey, hold up! Wait a minute. I was trying to throw you specifically, not all men.
Right.
Hey, Lawrence, my man. There you go. Because we don't do it by ourselves. Somebody lets us do it. So, and then women can also protect themselves by bringing. Having condoms themselves, or even a female condom, right?
Yeah.
Right. So there are ways that we can actually both should be thinking about protecting each other.
But our people,
and they're not. But that's why I said we should be until we get to the point. We get to the point where we're comfortable enough. Even like saying, listen, let's get checked out around the same time, and we can swap instead of flowers, we can swap medical reports, right? And a clean medical report makes you, ooh, girl, that's clean. Ooh, and then
it's an aphrodisiac.
Right.
It could be.
All these negatives got me rock hard. You know what I mean?
Got me positive. Let's say that.
Right. So let's do it. And then positive, no good. No good. So real fast, I want to go back to the room. I've seen a lot of people talking about the men and their height. Okay.
Here we go.
And now, like, if you got a short man in your life, we're not talking about.
I have a short man, and I love it. So what is this height thing? Please fill me in.
She's mad at people because they got requirements. I don't get mad because people like.
Not mad. I just want understanding. What is the height thing?
I can't really. I don't know. Women. Well, the one woman said she wants a taller man. Like she'd rather have a taller man than money. She said she feels more protected. Little guys. The little
protected.
people
Okay.
can't. Sometimes she says if she feels more protected by a taller man.
So that's what the height thing is a part of.
I guess it goes back to that tall, dark, and handsome. What does it say? Checking your height.
Checking your height with shoes off
in the military.
Right. So we know exactly what you are. Because I know it's a lot of you out there that men that are 5'10", maybe 5'11", claiming 6 foot. Stop it. The 5'10" is 5'11".
But can a short man protect his woman? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to understand that.
I mean, maybe not against a tall man, but I'm saying they probably can.
Oh my goodness!
Come on now.
Anybody?
Daryl.
I don't know. I'm 6 foot. I don't have that problem.
Okay, great.
You're 5'11". Stop it.
Yes.
Please. I ain't seen 5'11". I ain't seen 5'11" since junior year. But this is something that women want, and I guess it goes to that tall, dark, and handsome thing. I guess that has something to do with it. Now I know that the height has actually people are getting taller because I think it's like 5'10" for men now, and it was like 5'7" years back. And I can't remember what it is for women, but
okay,
women want taller men. And again, I don't. You guys should know why I went. Well, you got a small man, so you don't know. Leanne, you like taller men?
He's tall in other ways. He's tall in other ways.
Hey, Ruth, that's out of bounds.
Hey.
Okay, we don't need to hear this. Okay, let's not.
I got to bounce with my short man. Sorry, go ahead, Leanne.
No, can't believe you said that.
Height's not really. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and lie.
Oh my gosh!
I just want you to be taller than me. And being as though I'm 5 foot even, you can't go shorter than me.
Okay.
5 foot even.
You
People
5 foot
lie
even, man?
Yeah.
People lie on here all the time. 5
Shut
foot even. People just tell lies.
That's right. Whoever you are, Facebook
all
user.
the time.
Stand up for your man, girl.
Yeah, I wish I had somebody stand up for me. I wish I had someone who can kind of speak to what is, alluring about a taller man. I do know that the gentleman who got the height surgery, women actually said he looked better tall, which is interesting. I didn't understand. It's the same person, but him being taller, they were like he looked better. So I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm lost. It's lost on me.
I'm lost on that too, because isn't it also true that a lot of these taller gentlemen love shorter women?
Well, if you're taller, naturally women are smaller. So
no, but there's some tall women out here too. There's some tall women.
Yeah, but again, the numbers are down. Like even men above 6 feet, and I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's like the top is like 10% of men or something like that. 12% of men are actually 6 feet and above.
Oh, okay.
Right? So there's not a lot of men out there that are actually above 6 feet. And then when you get even above that, it's even less men. You know what I mean? So there's not a lot of, men, but men are usually, taller than women on average.
I mean, like in substantially shorter women.
Oh, you mean like little people?
No, like 5,
Like
Leanne, 5 feet even, and me 5'3",
Wow.
5'2".
Shots fired. She said like Leanne.
No, I'm saying like us, 5'5" and under women. Stop putting words in my mouth, Darryl.
Well, remember, so 5'5" at one point. I think 5'5" is about average height for women now. So that wouldn't even be considered. Short.
Is that average height?
That's about average for one right now. Around 5'5". I think it was like 5'4" before, but I think it's like 5'5".
Okay.
Now people getting a little taller, so that's about average.
Okay.
So I don't know. But like I said, for the most part, men are going to most likely date a woman that's shorter than he is most of the time.
Okay.
But I do see sometimes. Well, then women put on the heels and they be taller than them. That's
Right.
I don't really have that problem. But 6 foot.
Oh, if we go, please.
So I don't know what it is, why the short man. But I do know that men are having issues dating due to their height. If we're dating on like dating apps and things of that nature, because women aren't swiping on sometimes men who are below 6 feet.
Yeah, you can be below 6 feet, taller than 6 feet.
Right.
You just need a beard.
That's one of the requirements, Leanne.
That is absolutely a requirement. A nice, healthy beard.
Well, this is my thing, and I'm not sure. I don't know about beards, because my beard. See how it comes in.
Come on now, come on.
No, beards
You
are
had
popular.
this conversation.
Beards are
You do not
popular.
have a beard.
Yep,
Yeah,
they are
this beard.
popular.
They can't stay off of this beard. This beard right here, they can't stay off of it.
It's not a beard.
So we're not gonna do this, because you always beard shame me, and I don't like it. This is supposed to be a safe
But
place.
6 feet,
and it's
so
not
you
a safe
good. You
space.
6. You
Okay.
6. You good.
Well, yeah, that's there we go.
You don't need the
Tall,
beard. That make up for
tall,
it, right?
dark, and extremely handsome. I get
Okay.
it. Now, so is it true then? If this is the case, women want men that are 6 feet and 6 figures?
6 feet and 6 figures, huh?
Because that's also something that people are really into at this point, the 6-figure high value man, whatever that means.
I mean, that's cool. I'm not gonna sit here and
It's
say
okay.
no. Why would I do that? I'm with it.
You're with it. Very interesting. I don't. And again, it's tough to say, because again, as a woman, and not being a woman, I can't really speak to this. I can't really speak to what it is that women want, or why they want the things that they want. I know, being tall, it got to be really important if people are getting surgeries to get taller, right? That's insane. And I think the surgery was like 81,000 or something like that. So
81,000.
Some crazy number I heard.
That's
crazy.
Insane.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was definitely crazy, just to get.
And then the scarring that comes with that is not going to be a problem. You're taller, right. You look good, but you scarred up from 5 on down.
Well, not even that. I was one of the people in the group, Kyle. He said it perfectly. He said, and then your kids are going to be 5'3".
Well,
your genes are your genes, right?
Exactly.
Because you extended yourself. Now you got these kids that don't look anything. This girl thinks she's gonna have these kids that can play basketball and they can run under. They can run under the table, standing up straight.
Unless they skip generations, like my kid did, and went to my grandfather's height.
That's if you have someone with height in your family, right?
Right,
That's
right.
it.
I'm saying maybe skip somewhere. Yeah.
You might not skip anywhere. You might be from the Hobbit, and you're just little. And
well,
everybody's gonna be little.
My kid, he made it. He made 6 feet based on granddad. So.
Or he's an anomaly. There are anomalies in certain people.
Okay.
My homie's like that. He said it's everybody in his family is little. And he's like 6'4".
Okay.
He said at family reunions, he's just.
Hey, everybody, all over like, everybody.
Are you sure that's your kid?
That's true. It can happen.
Right. He's 6'4", and he said everybody else is 5'5" at best. At best. He said he's always been tall and it's been weird in his family.
Interesting.
It is. It is very interesting. But again, I don't know. I wish somebody could tell me.
I wish they could too.
Oh, somebody's telling us something, but somebody's not paying attention.
Relax.
All right. I can't see it, so somebody read that.
6 feet and 6 figures are 3% of men. Now you have to take out married, gay, and ugly.
And then,
And now we have at 1%.
Lord. Disclose yourself, Facebook user. Who are you?
That's Lawrence. That's Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
So, but this is the real part, right? Everybody's trying to fight for these. What is it? 3% of men, right? That's everybody. So at a certain point, some people can't get into that 3%. Then what are you going to do?
Go for the short guys. That's what you're going to do.
So are you settling?
No, we're not settling. No.
Yeah, of course you are.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
you are, because it's not what you wanted.
Yeah.
That is what I wanted.
Oh, you wanted a short guy. You're like,
Yeah.
hey, I want
I want to see you eye to eye. I want to talk eye to eye with you.
We're not going there. We're gonna keep moving. 'Cause
Yeah, because the other way, when you this short, never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
What?
no,
Say it,
because
Leanne.
you're
No,
short.
say
You
it,
can speak from
Leanne. Say
experience.
it.
Yeah.
Say
Because
it.
when you that short and a man of
What?
stature comes up to you, you pretty much at his balls. Like you're right there. I don't want to talk to your balls. I want to talk to your face.
Well, maybe this is why men like short women.
Easy access.
I think we solved the
figured it out.
problem, Ruth. I
Yep,
think
we figured it out. There we go.
I
Yep,
think
I was
we figured
wondering
it out.
about that. Thank you.
Now, I do have a question. I wish somebody could answer this, because I wonder, in same-sex relationships, are the standards the same? Or are you looking for as a woman, do you want a taller woman or smaller woman? Or does it matter? Men, do you want a taller man or smaller man? Or does it matter? Right? Because there's many different relationships today. So I wonder what it would look like for, people who were maybe in same-sex relationships. Do they have the same type of, we want the 6-figure, 6 foot, or we want the 5'7".
That's a good question.
High value woman, or whatever the case may be. That's a very interesting question. I don't know the answer to that, but I wish someone would, could tell us. But even the small men, do I want to do small men, short men, excuse me, short men? Do you feel
there is a difference?
Short men, little guys. Do you guys feel like you're being discriminated for height? I wonder if men are really feeling that.
I think so.
Hey, yo, right? I don't know if a shorter guy would feel. Do they feel the discrimination as being, put upon them for being short?
Probably.
Pause, my G. Right. I gotta bleep that out later. So it's very interesting. But I mean, I think, and then where does personality fall in? Does it fall in after the 6-foot person?
Personality falls in first.
Thank you.
It definitely falls in first.
Yeah,
but you don't see personality first. You'll see the other things that present itself that are, the physical attributes.
I mean, I get that. I can look past the point that you're not 6 foot tall and making 6 figures. Like, for me, that's not a thing. It's not like, I'm not going to talk to you if you don't have these things.
Agreed.
I definitely will talk to you. And if your personality shines through, then we can go from there.
I agree with that.
So, but if it doesn't, right, then
be gone, you bum.
you short bum, right? You short bum.
That's what I'm about to say. So if the tall guy, you deal with if we got the numbers that are the 3% for both, 6 and 6, then you're stuck with short guys. Right?
Yeah, so, with a great personality. That's cool.
Well, because think about it. You hit the jackpot by even talking to that man that was 6 foot with 6 figures.
Not necessarily if he got a stank personality.
No. Meaning just meeting someone that's 6 foot and 6 figures, if it's only 3% of men, you hit the jackpot by hitting. That's a small demographic. You know what I'm saying? So you hit the jackpot. So I wonder if some ladies would kind of try to make it work, knowing that I may not run into this opportunity again. I may not meet a man with these qualifications. Would they stay because of that? And like I said, we're speaking about heterosexual relationships because we don't have the ability to speak to others right now. So if somebody want to chime in and tell us if this is true in same-sex relationships, cool. If not, cool. So anyway, so I wonder if they would put up with a little bit more. Like, damn, I wonder if they put up with me because I'm 6 foot.
That's a good question.
No.
Might be because I'm extremely handsome too, but
could be.
It's very interesting, and I wonder, do you miss a lot of opportunities from maybe a guy who is maybe shorter, right? That may be more fit for you. Do you miss that opportunity because you're kind of like, well, his height or he doesn't have enough money to ride this ride? I wonder if people are missing a lot of shots fired.
I think they do. I think they do. I think it's like anybody's wish list of what they want the person to have.
Right.
Right. And it could be the beard, it could be the height, it could be the 6 figures, but everybody's wish list is different. Like, it was never height for me. You know what I'm saying?
I guess my question is how attached are you to that list, right? That's what I mean. If you're attached to the point where you're not looking at anything but that, do you miss some of the other, maybe handsome guys that are shorter, right? Do you miss out on that because or their beard isn't as big as somebody would like?
Right.
I ain't gonna say no names.
Right.
Do you miss out?
I think people do miss out, Daryl. Yes.
Because the beard is smaller, because you're really hyper focused on these.
Yes.
This one thing that is that could be a unicorn.
People miss out all the time based on things like that. I believe.
Very interesting.
I believe
Very
that.
interesting.
Like Chili from TLC.
But
Chili from TLC. Go ahead.
Chili from TLC had like this unbelievable list for all the characteristics she wanted for her man.
Okay.
Hence, she remained single for quite some time. She said she was not fudging on her list at all. And I mean, I saw it published at one time, and it was just one thing after the next. He had to have the next. So, yeah.
It's so interesting because I think people forget that you have to bring something too, right? Because I can have all these qualities. I can have all these qualities, but you may not, meet what I want.
True.
You know what I mean? And it sounds like she was not really, she didn't seem like she compromised well.
She did not.
Right? Because if you didn't want to change your list for any reason, not saying, but that now, do I want someone who doesn't know how to compromise? Right?
And now I think she's 49 or something with a list. So, yeah.
And again, it's not like that. We're not saying there's anything wrong with having some things you want, but at a certain point, I don't think you're going to ever find everything we want. Right? I think that would be silly. And to think that you can have it all, I think is silly as well. And then to think you could be what that other person needs too. So even if you did find it all, you got a better chance marrying. Say it again.
Yep.
That's right.
I agree with that Facebook user.
Right. I agree too. So sometimes we got to understand we can't be so. Everything has to have some leeway, right? Everything has to have some give to it. You can't just say I want. Well, I mean you can, and then
you can
just buy a dog and die alone.
Here we go. It's a give and go.
Right. And that's with anything, right? It should be that. But I think people today are really locked in on they want something. They want whatever they want, and this is what they're going to do. But like I said, the numbers don't support that because of what people want, especially if you want that, you want even 6 feet. And I don't know it necessarily. I don't think men are so like, you got to be this and have this much money. I don't think that's the case. So 6 feet and 6 figures.
Whoa.
Yes, Leanne. Go ahead.
Tell me the nonsense. I mean, tell me what you got to say. Go ahead.
Now, you don't have a list as far as maybe money.
Okay.
They're going to be mad when you get...
It's made in China.
You might not have a list of money per se, but y'all do have lists as to what you want, how you want women to be and perform and look at certain times
Yes, Leanne.
and act.
Wait.
Yes,
I'm
And
sorry.
what your expectation is to give in the household. Absolutely, you do.
Absolutely.
So you're saying that if you have some type of, you want your household run a certain way, our expectations of a partner is a problem? I mean,
I never said it was a problem. I said
again,
you have
but
an
I'm saying
expectation, just like women do,
Exactly.
as to how you want your partner to be.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's different as far as asking someone to be 6 feet and six
No.
figures.
It's no different than wanting a girl with the big butt,
With the big,
big
yep.
titties.
Well, again, we know that the percentage of that too.
Houston, we have a problem. You're right. You're absolutely right. We have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I think that's different because when we both get into a relationship, we're going to have expectations of each other. But the expectation of a woman to even pursue, for that man to allow that man to pursue her 6 feet and 6, that's different. That's different than saying once we get together, how we want to run our home is different.
You're telling me men don't have expectations as to waistline,
they have a
butt
list,
size, breast cup size.
So what I will say,
what
I will say is that again, the physical, right, the butt
or breast or not being sturdy last week of time. Yep.
Right. So what I'm saying is that we may like things, we may see things alike, but we're not going to disqualify.
Never reaching.
Yeah, you're overreaching. You're like
not
Mr.
even,
Mr.
not
Fantastic.
even. Because if I was reaching, there wouldn't be that many. What you say? Women get stuff for guys' attention. Remember, that's what you said yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So why would women be
doing stuff for guys' attention?
And that's because guys have their list of what they want.
No. That's what I mean. So this is the thing. We got to first get this straight. What I want and what we want to keep might be two different things, right? Just because you might want to roll around with this big butt and breast, you don't mean you want to keep it.
Thank you. Some men have a hit list on bra and butt sizes.
Yes, thank you, Facebook.
Again, a hit list. Not saying we want to keep you. Like I said, we're not disqualifying people. We definitely might.
We're not disqualifying people either.
No, women are. Women. We just said in the beginning, women are not even on dating apps swiping on men who are shorter than 6 feet a lot of times.
Maybe they don't want to.
Men are out there not swiping on women who don't have a certain type of bust size, look a certain way.
That's not true. We're swiping on the ones we find attractive. If they have a butt, that's great, right? Because again, everybody. Wait a minute.
It is
going on here.
It's no double standard. The women just don't want to listen here. Like, you guys are not listening about what we're saying.
It's not a thing of listening.
We are not disqualifying. We are not disqualifying women because they don't have butt.
For other traits.
Yes, they are.
Other than the physical. Thank you.
No, wait a minute.
Daryl, if they have 3 to pick from.
I don't want to hear a woman. Wait. Go ahead, Ruth.
If they have 3 to pick from with a big butt versus 3 over here with a little butt, who they going to look at first?
No. That's right. Aesthetically, I'm going to look at the big butt.
That's the point made.
We're not living and dying on the physical. Neither are we.
No, you do.
Me and Ruth both said that being over 6 feet wasn't a thing.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
No. Again, okay, so you two. All right, anecdotally.
Well, we're speaking for a percentage of women.
And we also said
small percentage of women.
We also said personality trumps everything.
Yes.
I mean, you guys say that all the time, but when we choose to break up, he was an asshole after he was with him for a year. What happened to personality?
I can't. I'm looking at those 3 to open their mouth for the butt and cups. Oh,
So what I'm saying is that, again, as men as much are not as strict on that. Yes, we do, like, aesthetically, we want to please a woman, right? But if she don't have a big butt, we're not going to. She ain't got a big butt. Get her out of here. That's not going to happen.
It does happen.
It doesn't happen. Well, it may. I don't know. Well, I'm glad you can tell me what a man does, but I don't know many men. Let's be clear. We don't discriminate. Let's go. That's what I'm saying. We're not going to say because you don't have a big butt, we don't want to be with you. Because first of all, everybody walking around with a big butt. I know the percentage of people really with butts are not that. Everybody out there with a big butt. So that means you would restrict yourself so much because most people don't have them. That's why they're in such high demand, right? Supply and demand. If everybody had a big butt, it wouldn't be a thing. So we're not going to discriminate because you don't have a big butt or big breast.
So who really wanted Tamar Braxton and Vince's marriage?
I don't know enough about it to speak to. I don't know what happened in their marriage. Oh, who won? Are we saying because he was kind of like
two
overweight?
opposites. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was I guess the one that was pretty. Now, what did he do? What did her husband do? Did he have money or anything? I don't know.
Oh yeah, he was her manager with money. Oh yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Big money, big time.
So money definitely will get her in your corner. That's what we see.
But does it keep her in your right? I said that. But does it keep her in your corner? Obviously not.
I don't know who left. I don't know what happened. Did she leave? Did he
did.
leave? She did.
I think she did. Right, Leanne?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did she leave? Was he cheating? Was he
abusive?
No.
He was abusive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Emotionally abusive.
Now there are other people saying he left.
Wait. He left. It said he left. He got up out of there. He said,
"Yeah, I think she left."
Well, we're not. We can kind of look it up. We don't have to guess, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who left or whatever. But I do know she was with him because he had money.
How you know that?
Because he had money.
Maybe she likes his personality.
No, if I meet you on a yacht, yeah, I'm gonna like your personality.
You could.
Right? If I'm talking to you in Dubai, yes, I'm going to like your personality. If he was working at McDonald's, do you think she would like his personality? No.
She could.
Not. Right? If he works at H&M, she couldn't even get her. So again, it goes back to that high value man, right? He wanted something, he could pay for it. So he paid for it. Over fries or shit. Right. They wouldn't even look at him if he and I think he was short too. Only reason he got looked at because he had major bank. If he didn't have the money he had, I don't care what he wouldn't have been with nobody. Right? So he used his power and influence to seduce her. Oh, it got quiet, I see. Because when money comes out,
No, I was actually reading, but
go ahead, what'd you read?
I was reading who left, and it looks like what happened?
No, tell us.
Mm-hmm. It looks like she left due to abuse.
That's what I thought.
It says.
Yep.
That's what I saw. Now, if there's something else out there,
gotcha.
Then it is what it is.
So his money couldn't keep her there, huh? With the emotional abuse.
Wait a minute. It was his money. Do you think he cared?
I said.
What did she? What did she get? Did she get anything in the right? What did they say? What she got in a divorce?
No,
like I didn't hear that.
I didn't go that far.
But she
okay.
She got a probably decent amount because she has his son as well. Okay.
So again, bad business deal. Hopefully he had his business order. I wonder if I wonder who is he with now and who is she with now? She's
with a white man. I know for a fact that she met on a dating show. She went on a show for love and she matched with this gentleman.
She's out here winning, I see. What is he doing right now? Could you look up
I haven't seen his love interest now. I don't know.
Hey, Leanne, can you look up and see what young Tenderoni he's with right now? Could you see if there's
young Tenderoni?
She definitely didn't have a big butt. Wait,
who didn't?
He's a lawyer. Oh, so the guy that she's with now is a lawyer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The white guy that's a lawyer that was on a show, a dating show.
Gotcha.
Yep.
If you could, Leanne, if you could see, and if you could pop it on screen, that'd be great. But let's see what.
I know his name is JR, the guy she's with. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't care about JR. We're trying to find out who. We're trying to find out who Vince is with. What young
I don't think
tenderoni
it's public.
you-
Vince is being very
Yeah.
secretive. I don't think it's public.
Got you. Okay. That can
Not
make
to my
sense.
knowledge yet. I haven't been able to see anything up to this point. Vince is trying to keep it out of the public eye this time.
Gotcha. And he may be because
Mm-hmm.
he probably support this dude. Right, the dude, the lawyer. Right, I got you, girl. We're gonna
Oh
get
yeah,
all
that's
his
right.
money.
That's right.
He said he's gonna get all his money.
That's true.
Vince is with a white girl.
Oh, Becky.
Oh, here we go. We're about to see a picture. Here we go.
Mm.
Can you see
Which
that?
one is she? We can.
She's the one. She's
On the right?
one- yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she
not
look
white.
young.
She's young.
Yeah. Look. I knew
Oh,
it was gonna be young.
18-year-old, it says.
I told you. I knew it was gonna be a young tenderoni. I knew it.
18?
Hey, you got the. I knew it. Listen, I knew it was gonna be a young tenderoni. I knew it. Listen. So again,
No, wait. Tamar's guy is her age or close to it, and he has 5 children, I wanted to tell you. And he's divorced.
she's winning. I see. I'm glad she did so good for herself.
I'm seeing that it was definitely personality that won there.
Yes. Yes.
One where? One oh the guy. Can we see him?
With Tamar. With
Tamar.
He's a
Yeah,
cool
can we see-
dude. I've seen
we-
him. He looks like a cool dude.
They live on. Oh, they live on social
Yep.
media. Okay, gotcha.
They're on IG all the time.
Does she have? Oh, so she has a son.
Yes, she has a son with Vince who might be about 12 or 13 now.
Okay, and he has 5 kids.
He has 5 kids.
Oh, he's attractive. Someone said.
He is attractive and he's cool. He's a cool dude.
I
He
hear you
appears-
vouching for him like
Yeah.
you went way back. Okay, we get it. Okay, here we go. We're about to see.
Okay,
what
where's
this is looking
JR?
like. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. 18 is crazy.
Yeah, that's
so,
crazy.
okay, so why is 18 crazy? I don't know how old is Vince. I don't know how old he is.
Vince has to be around. Wait, Vince is about, I want to say 38, something like that.
Oh, well, so he was younger than how old is Tamar?
She's in her 30s. Oh, wait. Tamar's 40, I think. I think she's 40.
Okay.
She may have just turned 40, somewhere in there.
Wow, very interesting.
That is interesting.
I mean, but
What are your thoughts? Oh, I'm sorry. Tamar's 46. I was wrong. She's 46.
okay, and how old is Vince?
All right. Vince, we have. Vince is. Why aren't they showing me Vince's age?
It's very interesting. He got, and I mean, 18. I wonder how he met her. Like, was he at like back to school night with his kid and
Why?
ran into
I
her?
want to know why.
Drive by. But I don't know how
He's
old
married.
he is.
Vince is 50. He's 50 and the girl is 18.
Exactly.
There we go.
My thing is,
That isn't oh my God.
why is that guys MO? Why do they go so young? I
Right.
think it's unfair to your partner when you start going that low.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What is that about?
Okay, so why is it unfair to your partner?
Even as women who go that young,
Again, why is it a
I say grooming her.
grooming her? I mean, don't we groom
Wow.
all the women or people with? So it's weird. This is the kind of thing, right? So
Because they mold it. Okay.
Mhm.
age dating is a thing, right?
Mhm.
Age dating is a thing for some, right? Because most people, it's older man, younger woman, right? That's kind of how it is. I mean, 18 and 50 is that's crazy. That's kind of bananas.
That's
right?
that's
That is-
crazy.
That is
Mhm.
kind of bananas. But age dating is a thing. This is a grown person.
I think
Age wise, not saying maturity wise, right? I don't know. man, that's just, I don't know what they even are.
Or could it be he's a short man? Vince is not short, actually.
Okay, he's not. Yeah, I don't know much about.
Vince is pretty tall, from my knowledge.
Really, I thought he was her height.
Well, she's pretty tall.
Yeah, but if she's not 6 foot.
But Vince is at least 6 foot, I would say. That he is.
Okay.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, not talking height.
So
got it.
Hey, you might be. I don't know. So that's interesting. I wonder. See, and I know what happens in that case because the 18-year-old was like, "Yo, this dude has money, changing my life. It's looking different." I understand why even sometimes, like in the R. Kelly case, where your parents are kind of like, "Go ahead, girl, do that." That's Vince. You know, he got. You know, you're forcing him on there. But it is kind of unfair, like Leanne says, because you're kind of co-opting this person, right?
Yeah.
And
at the end of the day, okay, let's say Vince lived, another 30, 40 years?
Mm-hmm.
That makes her what?
Rich? I mean, I'm not going to like cry for her too much.
60 herself. And it's like, now you done got divorced. The man that you knew is gone. And you have to figure out how to regroup at 60 and get somebody else at 60.
He's 50. He's 50 now. In 30 years, so in 30 years she'll be right. I guess.
Can I add one more Tamar point?
Go ahead.
The guy JR that she's with has the 5 kids by 4 different women, and he's the same age as she is, 46. Just a little background on JR.
That's all I'm saying to Tamar. JR out there knocking everything down. 5 kids. He on his Nick Cannon. But again, she's winning. My fault. She's winning.
And they're the same age, so.
Well, I'm glad they're both winning.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
But
the 18-year-old, I mean, I'm not going to cry for her, like I said, because she's going to definitely, I mean, but it depends, right? Because if he doesn't keep her around, then that would be problematic, right? Say he just wastes her, say, 10 years as a girlfriend and not really get anything out of it. Then, I mean, she might get trips and things of that nature, but I mean, that's any relationship, I guess. Even if somebody your same age.
I'm saying there's age gaps that big or just as big, and people not rich in everyday life.
Right.
And I'll speak to it. My grandfather and his wife have about a 20-year difference. Now he's gone. She's 70, trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So you leave that person with so much room on the table, but at such a older age in life, try to regroup and carry on without you.
Yeah. Hi, Doc.
Hey. Hi.
That's crazy. So right now we were talking. Somehow we got to talk about Tamar and Vince. I guess they got a divorce.
Tamar Braxton.
Okay.
I guess they got a divorce.
I'm listening. I don't know anything about them.
Me neither. But all we know is that Tamar is messing with some white man who's in the streets.
No.
5 kids, 4 baby mamas. You said?
Yes, 4 baby mamas, 5 children.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then her Vince is now with an 18-year-old. He's 50. He has an 18-year-old girlfriend. See Doc's face?
Oh, I thought you meant an 18-year-old child. Yeah, 18-year-old.
No, his kid's about 12 or 13, I think. His kid's maybe 12.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I was like, very interesting.
Very interesting.
That he has an 18-year-old. But we're kind of dissecting it because, I mean, she's grown, right? And she will be able to do some things. It is kind of,
technically by law, but is she really mature at 18?
No, but some women or men ain't mature at 40. I mean, your chronological age doesn't match your mental age.
Developed till the mid 20s. So I think that should be taken into consideration, but we know people don't, because the body has nothing to do with the brain is their motto. I think they don't care
Well,
that
again,
the brain's not fully developed.
I mean, I'm still going to stand on your chronological age does not match your mental age. I know a lot of people are grown adolescents at this point. So age doesn't necessarily mean you know more just because you've been around more. Or so it kind of and it could be that way of thinking too. Because like I said, I know a lot of grown men or women who may have less sense than a.
That's true, but the scientific reality is that at 18 your brain is not fully developed, so you're not making the right kind of decisions. So someone older than you and a supposedly adult should know better.
Wait a minute. So, but I think that the brain, they're saying the brain now developed at the age of 26, I think. So are we saying don't date? You shouldn't date a 26-year-old too?
I'm not saying don't date, but I'm saying a 50-something-year-old man shouldn't be trying to date an 18-year-old.
So he shouldn't date a 26-year-old either then, because our mind just may have got right at that point then. So 26 days they can date? I just want to know.
Right,
I'm trying to get it right.
Right.
I'm asking for a friend.
I ain't even in the mind space to be arguing with you tonight.
We've done enough arguing with you.
I'm asking for a friend.
I'm not even there tonight. But I'm just saying that even if you're not fully mature at 50, you know that an 18-year-old is not mature enough for you. That's all I'm saying.
No.
I mean, that sounds like.
That's a good question. It says, but how long were they together if she's just 18?
And that's usually the problem. Because like, well, I knew them since they were 16, but we didn't do nothing until her 18th birthday.
Yeah.
That becomes a real problem. My question, that would be my question.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you just happen to meet an 18-year-old at 50? Like, where were you hanging around? Like at the candy shop with a white van?
Right.
I have to admit that is, I was such a huge Prince fan. Loved him until I read My Taste book. And she didn't say anything bad about him because she loved him dearly. But he met her when she was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of didn't sit right with me.
Yep. Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah. Me as well, Doc. I read it too. Mm-hmm.
Right, because it might have been some grooming in them, right?
Most likely.
Right? It might have been some grooming. So it wasn't even naturally, organically, you were kind of making it happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yes.
So that does become a problem. I think problematic because how did you go about happening? Because like, where do you guys bump into each other at? You know, like you were in Toys R Us, she was in Toys R Us.
That used to really burn me up when I was a younger woman in my 20s. You know, when a guy would approach me and then say something like, "Oh, well, I thought you was like 17 or 18. Why are you trying to talk to me then? If you think I'm 16, 17,
wow.
They can say that.
Yep.
Like, you look so young. I thought you was about 16 or 17. Then you have no business saying anything to me.
Right. But see, the interesting part about it, because most of the time, I know when I was in high school, the girls didn't want to deal with us in freshman year. They wanted to deal with the guys who had the cars, right? So usually it seemed like it would be the older guys and the younger girls.
Yes, and the responsibility, I believe, is on the older person.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think this is why we have to teach our kids, because you can't take the responsibility, because no one's going to be responsible for you, especially when there's something to gain, right? If there's something I can gain, I'm going to do what I can to get it. So if I expect that older person to not use the little bit of knowledge they have to trick me into this, then it's not going to happen. So you really have to teach our boys and girls, like, this is, maybe you shouldn't do this. This is not okay. If someone is, if you're 14 and they're 20, if you're 14 and I'm talking about if you're 14 and they're 14, don't mess with them. That's but but I definitely think that that's a conversation that needs to be had, because when you don't talk about it, then you allow people to do this, right? You allow them to be cherry picked because they weren't aware that this person was going to come with a little bit superior intellect and kind of groom them or trick them into doing things. Because I mean, older guys, younger girls, it's an age-old story usually. That's something that, I remember when I got to college, I couldn't wait to be a sophomore.
Why?
They could be a sophomore. Because that's when now you could get all the freshmen easy.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You get
Wow.
all the.
I was
no,
thinking
when
something totally different.
I don't even know why you asked him why.
I was thinking
Woo!
something totally different. I was thinking maybe the older women would talk to you now because you're a sophomore. I'm all on the other
Well,
end.
this is true because someone read that. I can't really hear something about.
So remember, so children don't come from those homes and could be looking for a father in a man.
Of course. Yes.
They could be. They could be.
Yes.
They could be.
Yes.
And listen, and what we got to stop doing, it could be reversed. A boy can be looking for something in women too. There was an older girl in my college who was knocking all the young boys down, right? And you have to, when you look back, like, why was she doing this? Like, it's crazy. So even for boys, you have to also tell your boys the same thing, right? Because they could be taken advantage of because we're not thinking of them in that light.
Right.
You know, we're thinking about the girl, like, oh, the girl. But these boys are out here being tricked into stuff. These boys are out here being touched and things of that nature, and because they don't know any better, because we don't give them the same respect. Or have
They
the
get,
things
they
that
get a
things that
high
happen.
five. They get
Right.
a high five.
Right, Doc.
Well, you get a high five when you do it, but when it's done to you, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
People don't
you
understand the effects, and I
Right.
think especially men don't understand the effects when their sons. They high five them. Say, "Oh yeah, you got the older woman," but they don't understand the effects.
Right. Because you got to explain to, like I said, even as men, that was one thing I wish someone would have. Because when we were talked to as boys, we were talked to in almost like a Disney sense, like, yo, you do this to girls, and you do this, and girls, and you say all this nonsense, but you don't say anything of substance. You don't say who should be doing what, or who should be who you should be dealing with, or just because she's an older woman, you be like, okay, this is good. It's not always good. You don't know, because you could be being tricked into something as well, or even doing some things that you didn't think you should be doing, right? So it's tough. We have to talk to our boys and girls the same. We can't not leave one out. But how you doing, Doc? We didn't even introduce you. What's up, Doc?
It's all right. I'm okay. Long day. Man, I got some stuff for the green room.
Oh, Doc.
Green room gonna be lit. Hey, listen, we got some backstage passes. We're gonna have a cash app, and you guys can throw some cash at. You can come backstage and see the real show. The real show starts after this is over. Okay.
For sure.
You need to pull up. It's gonna be crazy. But anyway, so we're basically with this, we'll wrap this up real fast. You know, we need to talk to our boys and girls about what it looks like, especially with the age dating. If you have these older people coming around, let's talk about that. Even and real fast, I know people sometimes the feet guy that will come to the place and rub your feet and put lotion on your feet. Yeah, people will come to the high school and all the girls get paid, get their little feet rubbed.
Wow.
Yeah. You didn't know nobody like this? You were,
No, I've never heard of that one.
Man, the girls in my school would say some guy would come and want to rub lotion on her feet and would pay them.
Wow.
And they would do it to get a couple
of course
dollars.
they see that as something that's not harmful because he's just touching my feet.
Right.
But you got to say, listen, that could turn less easy, or you shouldn't let them get used to using their body for money either, right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying, because now you're starting to say, well, it's only my feet.
Right.
It's only my knee. Well, you only put the head in.
We get the picture.
Yes. You didn't have to go that far up the body.
We get the
We got
picture.
it.
What you mean? He gonna go that far, or she gonna go that far?
We went
Right,
from
so
the knee
we
to
need
that.
we need to prepare for these things. Now women are making millions on right.
Yes.
But even that, don't make that. We don't. I wouldn't want my daughter thinking that this is okay to make that way, just because it's just like, well, where does that lead? I'm not really sure, but is that a gateway to something else?
I have a son from only putting the head in.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
Listen.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
Oh
That
my.
is hilarious.
We know that people have been using that forever, and sometimes it works.
Mhm.
I say men have been using that forever, and sometimes it works. Yes. Yes.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh man.
What's up, Doc?
Oh,
So
you
do you
guys
want to do your mental health joint, or how do you feel? We can go on something else. So what do you want to do?
Man, how much time we got?
Not
You guys
much.
already
Oh,
been on for like
we
an
got
hour and a
9 minutes.
Yeah, we only
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't realize somebody said 20, 30 minutes.
I apologize.
No, she's had a rough day. Leave her alone.
I have. I
Leave her
really
alone.
have.
Hey,
No,
Neil, we
no,
don't need
A.
you. We don't
Ain't no
need you
A.
sticking up for anybody. Okay,
We're
she can stick
we're
up for herself.
lifelongers over here.
That's
Leave her
Okay,
alone.
I don't.
That's
I didn't
right.
ask about no life longer. Let her do her thing. You sit there, let her talk. Okay.
All right, if she wants to, I
I
will.
felt like I was getting jumped just now. She's like, hey,
You
hey, is she
are.
all right? Don't turn on her. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
You didn't know I
That's
had a
right.
little Django in me, did you?
That's right. I'm gonna put you on the ground. She gonna kick you in your head.
See, listen, this is that
That's how we
masculine
used
stuff
to
we
do
were
it,
talking
Doc.
about.
Yes, that's it.
This is the masculine women we're talking about.
But Doc, you know me. After I kick him, I got to run. You know
I
that.
know.
Listen, all I'm saying, I know people who carry blades in their mouth.
Man.
Oh, you gonna do that? That's what we
So
doing?
I got a secret weapon. You understand me? I got a secret weapon. But I mean, it's only like 9 minutes left, Doc. We ain't said nothing else. So
Well, yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of time. But
yeah.
you know what? I got some notes, so I'm just going. It'll be easier to go through them. That way, I don't get off course. So I'm just going to do an overview. All right, a quick overview. If you want to talk about this more in depth, we can do that at another time.
Okay. So we're going to end with some mental health and sex. Doc is going to do a quick overview. Okay, Doc.
This overview of the more common disorders. So we know that sex can improve your mood and your mind and how you think about life and make you feel really good because of the endorphins and the oxytocin that's released when you have sex. It creates more emotional intimacy and closeness with your partner. But if you have some mental health things going on, it can change how you feel about sex. It can change how you think about sex. It can change your desire or even your ability to have sex. Right? So let's talk a little bit about anxiety. With anxiety, it can lead to erectile dysfunction. It can lead to, and I'm gonna put this up, what's called arousal concordance. Right? So
what is that?
What? I'm great.
I'm active listening. It's active listening. You're not by yourself. You know what? Never mind.
Just chill for a second. Just chill. So I'm gonna put this up so that you guys have the proper name for it. So it is called arousal non-concordance, and that's when your mind and your body aren't on the same page. Okay. So you might think you want to have sex, but your body's not cooperating.
Damn.
Or vice versa. Vice versa. All right.
So that's when you're like ready to go.
When your body seems to be wanting to have sex, but you can't get there because your mind is so messed up with anxiety, racing thoughts, even depression. Go ahead.
So what do you mean? You said your body is ready. So are you physically aroused, but you just can't mentally? Like, what do you mean your body is ready, but mentally you're not?
It means that you could feel physically aroused, but but your mind is not there. I mean, I'm sure you've had experiences where you.
I haven't.
Where you may, let's say you start an act, but because you have some anxiety issues or you're depressed about something, you just can't get into it.
Oh, don't have that problem either. When I start, I'm going to finish.
You know what?
Harder than a rock.
Lord.
But basically, it means that your mind and your body are out of sync
Gotcha.
when it comes
Okay.
to sex, and it happens often with anxiety and depression. All right. Oh gosh. So we said that anxiety is one of the biggest contributing factors to erectile dysfunction. And for women, it can also interfere in being aroused or having an orgasm. And for some women, it could lead
Wow.
to having physical pain during intercourse
Mm.
because they're so
Wait, so-
tense and worried.
That's from anxiety. So it wasn't my fault. She had anxiety. That's why.
Hush
she
now.
was
Hush.
What?
Just hush.
Just don't want to
Hey,
take no
Doc.
responsibility.
Doc, just go ahead.
Don't
Hush.
want to take no
I'm
responsibility.
ready to do the teacher on you.
Listen, I knew
I'm
it wasn't
one
me.
teacher.
I knew it wasn't me. Now she had anxiety. I knew it wasn't me. That's why she didn't finish.
To the
All right, I'm
corner
good
now.
now.
To the corner. Hush.
I'm good. Thank you, Doc.
My goodness.
Hey, Doc, you were educating the people. Thank you. I needed this.
So, one of the things about anxiety for women is this, all right? It can override the sensations of pleasure for women. So that's no excuse, Daryl, for not pleasing. All right?
You just said her anxiety won't let her get there. I thought it was her anxiety.
Good comeback, Doc. Good comeback. Oh,
Women
my.
never take accountability. Women never take accountability.
So so let's talk about depression. With depression, that's another contributing factor for erectile dysfunction and impotence in men, and loss of desire and pain for women. Okay?
What do you mean
It
pain?
is actually pain with intercourse.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, they're saying that depression increases the risk for a woman having pain during sex.
Interesting.
Yes. And if you've ever been depressed and in a relationship as a woman, you know that you have some of that where you start to feel insecure about your body, you feel less desirable, you start having doubts about your sexuality, you lose your confidence. So for women, it can really harm your sexuality.
Wow.
It can reduce your libido and cause problems having orgasm. Now, there's a phenomenon I wanted to mention, and it doesn't just happen with depression. It can happen with other disorders as well, such as post-traumatic stress disorder. Let me put that up, just to give y'all some words. It is called postcoital dysphoria, and I'm sure Daryl has experienced this. The person just starts crying after sex. They feel so down and depressed.
I started crying because that butt was so round and juicy. I was like, oh, it's so nice.
Just go on, Doc, please.
But that's when the person is really like flooded with negative emotions right after having sex. And it feels like it's for no reason at all.
So is that? I think I did have something like that because after I was done, I'm like, damn, my girl about to come home. I gotta get her out of here.
Anyway,
right.
I was nervous.
Continuing.
I had a lot of bad feelings after that because after you come, you start thinking again. Like,
Lord have mercy.
And this can even happen when the act was consensual, pleasurable, and satisfying.
So it can't be a happy tears of joy. It can't be that.
It's still a wave of negative emotion.
Okay.
Like she gonna kill us if she catches.
What?
She gonna kill us if she catches.
What is that he's saying?
Don't even ask, Doc.
You know what? The statistic on this I thought was very interesting. They said that 46%. Wait a minute, let me see. 46% of women And 41% of men have experienced this in their sexual lifetime.
That's a high percentage. That's
a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
High percentage.
I know one time I got a call from my cousin, and he was like, yo, cuz this girl's on the floor crying. I'm like, what did you do? He said, nothing. Like, everything seemed okay. And when we finished, she just crawled up in the ball, started crying. So what do? I said, leave the room. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
I like, she crazy. You better get away from there.
Wow.
Now I know. I'm like, oh, she had the postcoital. That's whatever the word is.
Dysphoria.
She had the postcoital dysphoria, son. It ain't your fault. She's having a whole bunch of negative energy, negative thoughts. Not you. Just give her a hug. See, now I know what to say.
Okay, all right. As long as we helped with that situation.
Look at that. Hey, I learn something every week on here. Me and Ruth, we learn.
Don't put my name with it.
Right. Yeah, keep her out of it.
Keep my name out your mouth now.
You know what? You don't learn nothing then. You can't learn. It's your problem.
That's because I was married since 5. I know nothing.
I know. It's different.
So we're just going to talk about those two tonight. Anxiety and depression, because those are the most common disorders. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want us to go further, let us know. We can talk more about it. And just, a little bit of what can help in those situations. And if you're experiencing anxiety and depression in your sex life, one of the exercises that's usually recommended is called Sensate Focus.
Huh?
Say it again.
And I'm going to put it up. It's called Sensate Focus.
Sensate. Okay.
Sensate Focus. And that is when you reconnect with your sexual and sensual feelings by doing things like non-demand touching. You could do this solo, or you could do it with your partner.
I'm sorry, Doc. You kind of broke up. What touching?
Non-demand touching.
Okay, non-demand touching. Okay.
Yes, where you touch yourself, or you have your partner touch you, or you touch your partner without expectations of going any further. So this is where I can't with him.
I guess I can't. Hey, baby, I'm sorry. I can help you with your problem. I can help you. I'm trying.
So you can't do the non-demand touching. It has to go further.
Oh, we can do the non-demand touching, but it's gonna be a demand in about 5 minutes.
You know what?
Oh, God.
But it's a way of learning your body.
Gotcha.
And learning what turns you on. And if you're doing it with the partners, it has the same effect. Learning what your partner enjoys, or learning what you enjoy from your partner without the expectation of sex.
That might be something to do in general. Like we start dating someone. That might be something to do in general, right?
Yes, I agree with that. But a lot of times, once people start having sex, that kind of goes out the window.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The kissing and grinding that you might do before you actually have sex. Right. How many times do you do that after you start having sex?
I mean, right. The dinner stopped. The roses stopped coming. I'm sorry. What did you say?
What?
A lot of things stop after you have sex. I mean, what? I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did. But yeah, I agree. That should be a part of your sex life.
Right.
But again, for most people, men, once you start having that, you don't have the patience for all of that.
Right.
It's the men, huh? Okay, right.
That's directly to the men, right?
Very interesting.
Yes, directly at the men.
Very interesting.
But it's a great exercise, especially if you're having trouble with orgasming, or knowing what turns you on. It's a great way of figuring all that out.
That's dope. I like that. I like that, just in general, non-demand touching. At least I could tell her that. That's how we get started. And then
before the demands start, right?
Right.
Lord, mercy.
Right. She's gonna be on demand soon.
But it's a great way to learn to be present during sex.
It
A
is.
lot of times when you have anxiety and depression, it's hard to be present because your mind is doing so much other stuff. So, doing that teaches you to be in the moment and to not only focus on what's happening right now to you, to your body in that moment. So it helps you learn to enjoy the sexual experience.
I wonder, do they have anything to kind of show different ways of the non-demand touching, like the different things, like use feathers, use this, use that, like what? Do they have anything where people can go to find how to maybe ways to do this?
I'm sure there are. I mean, when I talk to my clients about it, we talk about various exercises, but it depends on where the person is, because if it's somebody who's having a hard time being touched at all, it's going to start differently than someone who's having an issue with touching a certain area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Very interesting.
And for that also helps with depression because it helps you with learning to be more accepting of your body.
Oh, okay.
And being so it helps in both depression and anxiety. And for depression, if it's really bad, sometimes medication is the way to go.
Right.
Sometimes, if you're in a state where you're so depressed that you can't do like exercises and stuff to help relieve the depression, sometimes medication helps, and it gets you to a place where you can actually do the work of therapy.
Okay. That's some really good information. Hey, everybody, get down with some non-demand touching. Add that to your relationship.
Doc, they have a couple of examples here, Doc, like caressing your partner's cheek, since Dara wanted a couple of things.
Okay. Yes.
Kissing or nibbling your partner's ear, but like Doc is saying, depending on what's comfortable at the start with them. Cuddling with one another. Cuddling came up again.
Yes, we're back to cuddling.
Cuddling. Playing footsie, Daryl.
If you don't get them dogs away from me.
Those are a couple of examples. Holding hands, even,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's something that you can actually maybe start outside of the home and then bring it into the home as well, right? Walking hand, hold hand. Okay.
Yes.
That's that's really interesting. I like that. I think that all couples should maybe have a day of non-demand touching.
I like that too.
I think that's a great idea.
Kind of reset things, so you don't get in the habit of, like you said, women just want to jump into it.
Sure.
It gets upsetting that they just want to jump right into it. Just put it in me. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm a person.
Wow.
I'm a person. You can't just treat me like a piece of meat. Hey guys, so any last thoughts? Let's start. Hey Neil, what do you got?
I was just taking in what Doc just presented. I think it was really good information. I think we all should, as couples, try some of this stuff. If we haven't been.
Wait a minute, Ruth, your voice is shaky. What are you over there looking at?
This is my 2 seconds here. What are you talking about?
Let her talk.
I want to know what's on her screen. Nothing's
on my screen. I already told you about rubbing the cheek and all that.
Right. She was like, I was just thinking about what Doc said. I was just thinking about what Doc your voice is all shaky.
And I think couples, regardless of how long you've been together, should try some of these things to, reconnect some things. Like,
right.
Back in the day, like you were saying, Doc, I think we did a lot of grinding and touching and, slow dancing and like, okay, that's enough, but I remember those things. So bringing some of that back to make your sexual experience even more solid, if you will.
So that we learn.
My 2 seconds.
Ruth is grinding at 5. She was married at 6.
All right, I told on myself there, okay? That's it for me. I'm done.
Hey, Leanne, what you got, girl?
I got nothing.
You gotta have something.
I got nothing. No.
You gotta have
It's
something.
safer. It's safer.
For real.
Hey, Doc, what do you have?
I'm just going to say that if you find that you're experiencing some anxiety or depression, it's important to talk to someone, a professional, about it. And if it's interfering in your sex life, you have to evaluate what direction you want to go. I always say start with the least restrictive kind of thing. Try therapy first. Try some of the stuff we talked about, the non-demand touching, talking to your partner. Try the solo sensate focus stuff where you get to know yourself. But if it's not working, don't be afraid to go to therapy. Don't be afraid to try medication because sometimes, you may need to go that route.
I mean, we learned a lot tonight. We learned a lot. I think the non-demand touching is really sticking out. I'm trying it a lot now. So, anybody?
We didn't say non-consensual touching.
Oh, damn. I read it wrong. God dang it. No, but it was great. That was, again, it was some great information
go
given.
around touching people.
Right.
Hey, Doc said the non. He said to touch you. Doc said to touch you. But listen, we thank everyone for joining us tonight. It was a lot of comments, a lot of people here. We loved all the comments, and you guys really steered the conversation tonight. That's what we like to see. Please go to our Facebook channel, Nothing But Answers. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button. You can watch us there or in the Nothing But Answers room on Facebook. Again, the room is really, really exciting. I love the room. There's a lot of great comments. It's definitely a safe space. So if you're not in the room or you know some friends, invite them to the room. Only if they make some sense. We don't want no nonsense. Okay, it's not a nonsense room. Okay. But we thank everybody for joining on. Thanks to everybody coming out. We'll see you next week, 8:00. But if you do have any anything you want, any ideas or anything you would like us to talk about, or any information you need, please inbox us. You can inbox any of us that you see on the screen, or go to the Nothing But Answers page and you can inbox us there as well. But again, thank you for riding with us tonight. You guys have a good weekend. Good night.
Good night.